Be ready. Start. There is clear divergence on how to tackle inflation, but the transparency is welcome. The Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank of India has increased interest rates in 5 consecutive meetings between May 2022 and February 2023, administering a cumulative increase of 2.5 percentage points. When the last MPC announced its decision on February 8, most analysts expected the 25 basis point. 1 basis point is 1/100th of a percentage point hike to be the last one in the current cycle. However, an inflation print of 6.5% in January has sparked speculation that another rate hike is on the cards in April. To hike or not hike interest rates is the question the MPC will confront when it meets in April. Which way should it decide? The minutes of its latest meeting, they were published on Wednesday, suggest that there was already a significant divergence within the MPC on the wisdom of raising interest rates even in February. The hawks, this includes the RBI governor and deputy governor in the committee, are concerned about core inflation and are convinced that bringing inflation down to the 4% level is absolutely critical for protecting India's medium term economic interests. The Doves, they are the two outsider academics, Professor Jainath R. Verma and Asima Goyal, are warning the MPC that it should not be complacent about growth by underlining the fact that raising real policy rates to reduce demand has a stronger effect on growth than it does on inflation. By the time the MPC reconvenes in April, it will have the February inflation print and a better idea about the prospects of the winter crop, which right now is facing potential damage from the premature rise in temperatures. This newspaper believes that higher interest rates is an unlikely antidote to a crop loss driven inflationary spike. That said, fiscal policy must do its bit to contain food inflation. It is futile to guess which way the MPC will decide when it meets in February. However, it is reassuring that the committee that has been mandated with guiding India's monetary policy is having a vibrant discussion rather than adhering to collective dogma in favor of one economic viewpoint or the other. While there are bound to be disagreements with almost all policy decisions, transparency about the ways in which they are taken is a positive for trust in the institutions which make these decisions. Indian policy making could learn from the MPC model here. US visa delays hurt both nations. Fix it. Long before the governments of the two countries established warm bilateral relations. A thriving people-to-people connection built a bridge between the United States and India. Travelers and entrepreneurs, students and software professionals created a melting pot of cultures, languages, and sensibilities, one that formed the foundation of a successful Indian American diaspora. Yet, COVID and its after effects had a disproportionate impact on these communities as protracted visa delays effectively instituted a travel ban for new tourists and created hassles for students and professionals as wait times for interviews at an American consulate in India threatened to top 100 days at the close of last year. It was clear that this was a wholly avoidable but vexing wrench in an otherwise smooth relationship, one that frittered away public goodwill and threatened to undo, at least in the ordinary person's view, the work put into bolstering ties. Now there appears to be some movement. This newspaper reported on Thursday that US officials have outlined unprecedented steps taken to expedite the visa process. Nancy Izzy Jackson, the Deputy Assistant Secretary for the South and Central Asia Bureau, said that though visa delays were a global problem, resolving concerns in India was the highest priority for the US. From the Secretary of State Antony Blinken's desk down to the Bureau of Consular Affairs to the mission and consulates. This is welcome but will not to be bagged with action. In the past, top US officials, even Mr. Blinken, have acknowledged that visa delays were a problem, but movement was slow, especially in the traveler and business visa categories, which encompass two of the highest demand segments. Such protracted lags hurt the economies of both countries and show the bilateral relationship in poor light. It is in the interest of both countries to work this out at the earliest and offer a reasonable way forward for legal and seamless international travel.